Oops. Members of the committee, I'm Joe Testa, Tax Commissioner in the Department of Taxation. Thank you again for the opportunity to testify before this committee on behalf of Governor Kasich's package for the mid-biennium budget review tax reform proposals. Given the House decision to split the MBR into separate bills, this time we'll speak to the reform elements in House Bill 472, the midterm budget review measure. Before I get into the specifics, I'd like to take a minute to review some of the recent initiatives and accomplishments that have laid the foundation of tax relief and modernization that Governor Kasich wants to build upon with this MBR in partnership with the General Assembly. In 2011, when this administration took office, Ohio's top income tax rate stood at 5.925%. At that time, Ohio had lost 350,000 private sector jobs, and our unemployment rate was 9%. Governor Kasich was determined to implement strategic pro-growth policies to create jobs-friendly climate that allows Ohio to compete with any state or country, and that started with reducing the state income tax rate. He has accomplished some of those objectives, and the results are encouraging. During this administration, Ohio's private sector has created more than 235,000 jobs, a recovery of more than two-thirds of the jobs lost in the prior 4 years. And in February, the unemployment rate dropped to 6.5%, the lowest since 2008. The national average stands at 6.7%. We've made progress, but still, over the last 10 years, states with no personal income tax performed best in gross state product creation and population growth. And I pointed out in earlier testimony, and I've included again here today, attachment A, which shows the gross state product growth comparisons to Ohio, and those with the lower income tax rates have performed at a higher rate compared to Ohio in terms of gross state product. The only one of the comparative states that we beat was Michigan, which is always a good thing to do around here. Sorry. Leading economists believe in economic studies show that high income taxes harm job creation. The governor mentioned in the State of the State address that Ohio has lost more than $12 billion in income as Ohioans left for states with lower income tax rates. That exodus has cost the state more than $350 million in personal income tax alone. And again, turn to attachment B that has those tables which I referenced previously, showing those states with lower income tax rates in Ohio and the amount of federal adjusted gross income that was lost and its resulting personal income tax, which is actually north of $363 million, and that's just personal income tax loss alone, not counting sales tax or anything else. Lowering income tax rates will not only help Ohioans, keep Ohioans in Ohio, but also lower the cost of doing business for our small business employers so they can grow and create even more jobs for Ohio. A related tax rate issue, almost unique to Ohio, is the cumulative impact of having more than 600 municipalities and more than 180 school districts imposing an income tax. As you're aware, most Ohioans pay municipal income tax where they work and where they live, and added together the state and municipal income taxes, the top marginal income tax rate in some cases exceeds 11%. Again, draw your attention to Appendix C and D. C shows the comparatives of the states that I just mentioned, piling the municipal on top of the school district. I'm sorry, the municipal, yes, school district, and D is the issue of reciprocity, which deals with the fact that you pay income tax where you work and where you live, depending upon how much credit your residential city wishes to give you for the tax you paid at work. There are many examples. We had included a few that show that that is north of 11%. If the person is paying a higher tax rate and lives in one of the 184 school districts with the school district income tax, again, an additional percentage. I think the highest in Ohio currently is 2.5%. A way that we can combat this is to lower the state portion of that combined tax rate. Finally, underlying all this effort to reduce taxes is the governor's philosophy, one that I'm confident he shares with many of us. He believes that businesses and individuals work hard to make their money and should keep as much of it as possible to invest in their future business growth and in their families. Lower tax rates help to make that possible. Today I'm happy to report that businesses and individuals have benefited by the billions of dollars from reductions in state tax burden during Governor Kasich's administration. Eliminating the estate tax, facilitating last installment of a promised 21% income tax cut that had been delayed previously, and passing tax cuts in House Bill 59 will have collectively effectively allowed businesses and individuals to keep more than $3 billion of their own money. That all happened while Governor and the legislature was plugging a $7.7 billion hole in the budget and building up the rainy day fund approaching $1.5 billion. Governor Kasich has stabilized Ohio's finances, delivered the largest income tax cut in the nation last year, and is not content to rest on those accomplishments. The NPR package that he presented for your consideration will build on the economic momentum and progress that we're seeing in Ohio. The package is balanced and fair, and its costs and benefits to the elements involved were carefully chosen to deliver the most economic benefit to the most Ohioans. The principal vehicle for that is to continue to push down Ohio's personal income tax rate. The governor is proposing to further reduce the income tax burden for all Ohio taxpayers, lower, middle, and all income levels by more than $2.6 billion over 3 years. That tax cut in combination with increasing some taxes that have not been raised for many years will provide continued fuel to drive Ohio forward and create greater economic